Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to State of the State. I am your host, Morgan C. Mullings. I'm really excited for the guest we're interviewing today. Her name is Lupe Medina. She is a communications consultant from Effective Media Strategies and a senior advisor to Governor Kathy Hochul in her reelection campaign. So we're gearing up for the governor's race this fall, now that it's 2022. And so we're going to get to know Lupe. Could you tell us a little bit more about your past work?
Hi, well, thank you and Happy New Year to you as well. I am a very fortunate person in the sense that I actually went to school for what I am doing today. I knew early on, as an immigrant to this country, I was born in Panama and I came to this country and had kind of concluded by the time I was a junior in high school that I wanted to go into political communications. And I was very fortunate that after taking a basketball scholarship to Iona College, I then went to school in Buffalo and got a degree in public communications and started my career working for then Councilman Byron Brown, who became the first Black mayor of Buffalo, New York, and is still the mayor there, which is also coincidentally where Governor Hochul is from. And he is still a mentor to me today. And so I was very fortunate. And so I have been working in my field for over 20 years and have done a lot of work nationally, but I'm very proud of the work that I've done here locally because I think we all know that anything in New York state is never actually as local as you think. It is national in scope because we are New York. And so I've been very fortunate to have honed my talent in my career here in the state of New York, as well as nationally, but definitely here in the state of New York.
Right, so you've worked all over the state, I've learned. You've worked with Senator Cory Booker. I feel like we've mentioned Hakeem Jeffries before. Right now, you
Mhm.
said you work with the Manhattan Public Defenders. You have a really storied history in this state, and now you're at the top office. I mean, what does that feel like to you?
Well, I think the reason why this one is different than previous gubernatorial races that I have worked on is that she is a she. This is the first time that I've worked in a gubernatorial race where the governor is a female, and especially coming off of the past 2 to 3 years that we've seen, um, not only in politics, but kind of nationwide as public discourse has gone on, it's very comforting and rewarding to be working for a female governor. It feels good to also be working for a governor who is from Buffalo. It's nice. I think it's important that we have representation across the state. And our lieutenant governor, who I also worked with when he was not Senator Brian Benjamin or even Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin, but when he was in private sector, I did political work and public affairs work for him then. So I consider him a friend. But it's great that the lieutenant governor is downstate, the governor is from Western. It's important that we have representation across the state. And so
Mhm.
I'm very proud of the work that she has done to really kind of right the ship and really get the COVID response right and on point that she has done here in the state. And I'm really happy to be part of her political campaign operation.
Yeah, and from a communications perspective, I can imagine it's extremely different just because of the circumstances surrounding Governor Hochul, not just being a woman, but also taking the place of someone who is, mired in a little bit of scandal. I mean, does that make it a little bit more difficult for you guys to formulate messaging and come up with a plan?
I don't think it's become more difficult to formulate messaging, but it definitely, I would say the first 3 months that she has been governor, she has spent a lot of time kind of going through the paperwork that it was already like on the governor's desk and kind of wanting to put kind of answer those pieces of legislation, as well as address some of the concerns that were already existing. Now going into 2022, I think Wednesday is going to be her State of the State. I think that's when you're going to see the governor really put her stamp on the seat, and kind of claim it as her own. It's no longer about the cleanup. It is about a Hochul gubernatorial administration moving forward.
Right, right. So I want to switch gears a little bit. You were featured in a New York Times article about Black women,
Oh
gaining
yeah.
some power in politics, and it was a really great piece. And I just wanted to ask you, what does it mean to you to be represented in a position like this at such a crucial time politically for the state of New York?
Well, I gotta say, the other 8 women that I was in that piece with, which kudos to the reporter Jeff Mays, because he followed us for about 2.5 years. So it wasn't like it was a weekend or something like that. It was 2.5 years that he was kind of following us to write that really long form story. But those 8 women are really some of my closest, not, they're more than friends, they are a sisterhood. And some of them I've known for 20 years, some of them I've known 10 years, some of them, I know I'm closer to than others, but at the end of the day, we all kind of look out for each other regardless. And a great example of that is the gubernatorial race, since you're talking about that, because one of my close girlfriends, Kimberly Peeler Allen, works for Attorney General Letitia James. And so when she was running at the time for governor, myself and another one of the young ladies that's in that piece with us, Taquana Rivers, we are doing Hochul. And when we found out that she was doing, James, we congratulated her. We sent her a text, and we said, anything you need, good luck, good luck. And then when we got on with Hochul, our first text exchange was from her saying, see you on the campaign trail. We all are going to look out for each other, because it is important, not only for women, but for Black women, that we need to kind of watch out for each other. Politics is a cutthroat business, and you need some advocates and some allies, and you need some people that, at the end of the day, if you either need to celebrate or cry, they've got a kitchen table for you.
It's really an amazing sisterhood, and as Black women in politics, you're definitely not a monolith, and we're everywhere. So it's definitely amazing to see, from the perspective of a reporter. We're definitely going to wrap up, but I have one last fun question for you. You said you were
Sure.
on a basketball scholarship. I want to know what position you played, and I want to know who your favorite player is.
I was a power forward, a 4, when I was in high school, but I did go Division 1, and I was too small to be a power forward anymore. So they switched me to an off guard small forward. So that's a 2-3. And so I was a 2-3. And my favorite player, I have 2, but they are growing up, it was always Charles Barkley. He was the round mound of rebound. And my favorite female player has always been Cheryl Miller. And so in high school, although I didn't wear 34 for Charles Barkley, I did wear 31 for Cheryl Miller. My political career, I carried over what I did in basketball to my political career, which is that I'm very aggressive, and I believe no blood, no foul.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Lupe. I'm really glad that you came to speak with me on the show, and I'll definitely be watching for those aggressive, tactics on the campaign trail. And I wish you the best of luck, and we'll be in touch throughout the year.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in to State of the State. Bye bye.